Head over to your local dollar store or garden center and pick up 2 pots. Keep in mind they need to fit inside each other. Start by gluing the battery packet of the twinkle lights to the inside of the larger pot. Now make your way around the pot gluing the twinkle lights on. I wanted a random pattern like the stars in the skies, so I glued them on here and there rather than in straight lines. Continue gluing until you have the whole pot covered on the inside. Repeat on your next pot. Then simply put your smaller pots inside the large lit pots and enjoy. You could use them at a front entrance, on a deck, on an outside table, etc.
I'm going to grab this trash can, take the top off, we'll use that later, and I'm also going to grab a rubber stair tread. If you have a larger trash can, you can actually use a rubber doormat, but you want something that kind of has a lattice work like this mat. Now I'm going to use a really strong adhesive to attach the stair tread or the doormat around the trash can. I'm going to put it all over the back of the stair tread and then wrap it around the trash can. This is going to need to set to dry for about 24 hours. So I'm using clamps and some twine to hold everything in place. Make sure to use an adhesive that is either the same color as your trash can, in this case I used black, or use something that dries clear. Now that everything is dry, I can remove the clamps and the rope. And I've got what looks like a ceramic planter with this beautiful lattice work on it. I want to make this look a little bit antique, so I am using a silver rub and buff. This is a great wax product. You only need a tiny amount. I'm just using a little bit of paper towel here. You can actually even just use your fingers. And I'm rubbing it just a little bit onto the lattice that I'm seeing all over. And I'm going to put a little on the bottom of the can too. I want this to have an antiqued silver look to it. I'm going to put some drainage holes in this. And I am going to use a wood burning tool. This slices nicely through plastic, just melting a little bit of it. I can flip the lid upside down and place it in the top of the trash can. The swinging part is not going to swing anymore once it's in there. And now I can fill the top with soil and plants. This is an inexpensive way to use an old trash can and a doormat to create a planter. I hope this inspired you to grab some things from around your house and create something fun.
Forget the bulky toolbox. This one tool does it all and it fits in your hand. This is the Fantic E1 Max Precision Screwdriver. I'm serious, you won't believe they fit 50 bits, an electric screwdriver, tweezers, and a crowbar into this tiny box. One push and the screwdriver pops out like magic. I use it for everything: household repairs, DIY projects, tech gear, any tight, finicky spot. It has 2 torque settings, manual mode, built-in LED lighting, and every bit is magnetic. So no more chasing screws across the table. And get this, it won the IF Design Award and the Red Dot Design Award, and it's been Amazon's #1 bestseller for 6 months. Yeah, it's that good. Now pair that with the Fantic D2 laser level, game over. I just stick it on a tripod or let it magnetize to a metal surface and it self-levels within 4 degrees. Framed gallery wall? Easy. Hanging cabinet doors? Perfect. Want the laser fixed instead? Just flip it to locked mode and you're set. No toolbox, no stress, just clean, accurate DIY that actually looks like a pro did it. Fantic is running a Fantic Day promotion for its 5th anniversary celebration. Click on the links in the description, select the Amazon coupon, and use code HOMETALK-E1 at checkout, and you'll get 45% off for the Fantic E1 Max Screwdriver. Or use my code HOMETALKD2 to get 42% off the D2 laser level. This will be the biggest discount of the year, and the event is only valid for 1 week, so hurry up.
Grab some rubber boots. First, you need to drill a few holes in the bottom of your boots. Start by filling up your boots with potting soil. Then, after dividing the daffodils, place them inside the boot. Pour more potting soil on top to cover up the bulbs. Place outside on the porch or wherever you would like. Be sure to give them a thorough watering after planting, and then sit back and watch them grow. And if you're looking for more unique planter ideas, check this out. I have an old antique little toolbox and a watering can that I like to plant flowers in as well. So I grabbed some pretty blooms over at our local hardware store, and then I started planting them in these unique vessels. I love all the unique planter vibes here.
Today's project is going to require some clothespins and a small bucket. The clothespins are easy to take apart. All you have to do is twist them and the springs come right off. When it comes to the clothespins, on the inside there's 3 grooves. We're concerned about the middle groove. All we have to do is use some hot glue. Put it on that middle groove and on the bottom one. That's going to hold our clothespin right where we need it. Just put the groove against it and that gives you the perfect lining that you need. We're going to do that with multiple amounts all the way around. You can do one at a time like I'm doing here, or what we can do is run some glue, maybe 2 or 3 clothespins wide, but you got to work fast. You got to make sure that glue doesn't set up. I like to do 2 at a time. They don't fit perfectly against the top. They're going to sit out a little bit. I like this look, so I push the bottom in. If you want to go ahead and push the top, make it against the top rim, you can do that also. On these clothespins, right when you get to the end, maybe and hopefully you'll get a good amount in there. You might have to sand one down to make it fit. I got lucky on this and I was able to get 2 of them in there. Nice. And there it is. And it's got that wonderful groove across the top. Now on the bottom, we don't want just a bucket showing. So I grabbed some rope from Dollar Tree, put a little bit of hot glue just to make it a starter on the bottom, push it in place. Very carefully, as I put a napkin down, run some glue on the bottom of the bucket and just keep pushing the rope in. Be careful, that hot glue is hot. And we're going to go all the way around the edge. Again, careful, just because this is our starter piece and we want to make everything line up. When we get to the end, it's going to bump up, but we don't want a drastic bump up. So take your hot glue right at the top of the starter rope and gradually go down. That way it's a slight incline and not just a bump. Once you do this, now it gets easier. You can put the rope on and the glue and just fold it on top. Again, that's why I love this spinning table that I made. Just keep going all the way around. Look at that. We're covering up the white bucket and it's just looking really good. When you get to the end of your rope, no pun intended, just go ahead and put it right on side there. Get it glued perfectly down and then start a new one. Now it comes time for stain. Use the stain of your choice, or you can just leave it bare. Some people like that look. Next, we need a wood or plastic hanger that's shaped like this, usually called a suit hanger. I took a square, put it against the inside edge of the hanger, and marked 90 degrees. We're actually going to cut on this line. We're also going to cut off the hanger part itself. I use a little jigsaw and just cut straight across. This one is plastic, so go slow. Those little bits can get a little warm, and cut across every line. Once we do that, turn your bucket over, and then we're going to hot glue our legs on. The skinny part goes on the top, and the fat part goes on the bottom. Again, remember the bucket is turned over, so run hot glue up and down the leg there, and push it in. Make sure it's 90 degrees, sticking straight up. If we do 4 of these across from each other, it makes it nice and steady and stable. On the back, I want to cover up the glue on the clothespin and put one of those last bits of rope that I have on there. The hot glue will hold it in place, bring it around to the front, and I'm going to tie a knot on it and make it look good and put the plant in. And watch this. When we come back, I'm going to show you what it can look like. And there it is, our wonderful new potting plant. I hope this inspired you to build your own DIY potted plant from Dollar Tree. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and we'll see you next time.